Welcome, my passive income investors alike. I feel like I've been dragged out of the prehistoric era of whiteboards and washable markers, and that is how I used to pay attention to my entire income, from my passive income to my working income. But thanks to Matt Money, a fellow YouTuber, he has introduced me to this incredible stock market tracking tool that he has created that really helps me project and focus on exactly how much money I'm making from my passive income to my working income and expenses. Many of you know that I am managing a six-figure stock portfolio spread out over 4 different accounts and multiple banks, which is becoming a little bit confusing to fully keep track of. On top of that, I have to manage a Shopify store and income. Also, my working income is a full-time magician, which can get pretty overwhelming considering most of us also want to track those little bits of income too, right? Like we're talking your cash back from maybe your credit card like I do here, or maybe you also collect government benefits. I also get a few government benefits that I don't really pay attention to, but I would like to get every nook and cranny of my income focused on in one little particular place where I'm not going to lose it, considering this tracker allows me to access it from my phone on iCloud anytime, anywhere. So this right here, what we're looking at, is the basic breakdown and overview of what my portfolio is currently valued and where it is spread out, including my dividend income. I'm going to break this down for you because this is future projection and a current overview. What I want to do is show you the individual parts of how all of this comes together. So taking a look first at the stocks themselves, what I've done is I've set this up in a way where it's going to show in US dollars. Mind you, I am a Canadian investor, so I convert all the cash flow to CAD, but the basic portfolio is roughly 101,000 USDs. I do have a bunch of cash just sitting on the side from positions I recently sold, but taking a look at the current positions as they stand, I love the fact that all of this gets automatically tracked. Like, it does most of the work for you. You just have to put in the symbols, and then on top of that, you just fill out your share prices and what you paid for them. So you just put in the original shares and what the shares might be worth now, or how many shares you have if you set up a drip per se. Now, let's say you do want to see it in Canadian dollars or maybe some other kind of foreign investment. Luckily, Matt set it up so you can do everything from USDs, euros, Brazil, Canadian, and he did a pretty good job on this end of it as well. But I like keeping it focused on the USDs. So what all of this comes down to is it'll actually add all of this up for you, and it includes it into the overview. And then on top of that, guys, I am paying attention to more than just my stock income. And the way I'm going to be doing that is with the dividend received part of this, which I have modified personally for my set of circumstances. So what this is going to allow me to do is every time I get dividend income, I'm going to be able to track it quite thoroughly, which is going to help with taxes immensely. And then on top of that, I'm going to be paying attention to my YouTube monetization income. We're talking that Shopify store. And then on top of that, my working income, including those little nooks and crannies we might want to get on the sidelines from our government and credit card cash back, baby. So moving into the expenses as well, we're going to be talking phone bills, internet, car insurance, and repairs, all the website expenses, bank fees, food, living, and other expenses. And you know what? I might have a chance to use my line of credit at some point, so I'm going to leave this here to see what it might cost me and what it might produce for income. Though I might not utilize it, it'll be there. I'm going to try and continue to grow that. So if you guys want to see month over month as I continue to update this in my 2020 passive income journey, consider subscribing and slapping that like. So going back into the overview, I want to break down how all of this kind of projects. So if we take a look at the pies first, before we go over the sectors and total income, we're going to take a look at the portfolio itself. We're not talking about any other income, just the stock portfolio. We can see how it is divided up between sector value. And what's really fun is we can come over and take a look at the payout structure of the portfolio. Mind you, I have added my Shopify projected income and my YouTube projected income to this, which make up the largest parts of my dividend. But you don't have to add that to this. If you wanted to just see how your income was broken down based on your portfolio, I could just simply subtract my Shopify and my YouTube income, and then we can thoroughly see exactly how much dividends I'm getting paid out per sector. And then we can see that 35% of my dividend income is made out of the financial sector, but we can see that the financials actually don't make up a huge piece of the portfolio in and of itself, considering it's only making up about 17% of that part of the pie, but 30% of the dividend income, along with 35% from consumer staples. And that would probably be, obviously, we're talking about my sin stocks, like my MOs and my BTI. And then we got, obviously, utilities are bringing in a bit of a healthy amount, along with the real estate aspect of it. So it's really fun to see how this gets divided up between portfolio value and then how much the dividends actually make up of the income breakdown. But personally, I do enjoy seeing my other passive income sources. These pies do not include my working income, but I consider Shopify and YouTube relatively passive, as the views come in without me having to add any more prior work. If you guys are interested in actually getting this chart, I really think we're solving a problem here, considering this chart only costs $12.50, which you guys can come and check out. I'll leave the link in the description below. It's been something that I've personally found really attractive to start using. I'm finally fully taking advantage of it into 2020. Now, you guys don't have to purchase this chart. Obviously, you can just keep coming back to my channel and watch me further update my passive income goals, as I'm currently generating about $724 in monthly income. And it'll be really fun to see that if once I get all my income received month over month, if I can continue to keep my total income in the positive range and see if I can continue month over month making more than the incomes cost me, and hopefully getting to my financial independence, retire early journey somewhere around in the next decade. But it might come sooner, guys. So consider watching the channel. Stay cool. Stay awesome. I look forward to chatting to you real soon.